From a guy who eats metal to a woman who survived a fall from 33,000 feet without a parachute, today we're diving into the stories of 4 extraordinary humans who have completely amazed the field of medical science. I'm back to share another incredible video with you all. Our first example is from France. At first glance, he looks perfectly normal, but he has spent his entire life doing things that most people couldn't even dream of. Yes, this person is one of the only people in the world who actually eats metal, and not just any simple kind. When he was just 9 years old, he first ate metal, and by the time he was 16, he was showing off his stunts in public. At first, people thought he was just putting on a show, but after a bunch of X-rays, they saw the pieces of metal passing through his digestive tract. Doctors say that because the lining of his stomach is stronger than normal, he produces more acid, which allows him to easily handle about 900 grams of metal every day. He has shown off their life by eating 18 bicycles, 15 supermarket trolleys, 6 chairs, 2 beds, 7 TV sets, a 500-meter steel chain, and even a whole plane. It took them a full 2 years to eat a complete plane by the name of Jihan Shashan. His method is to break it down into small pieces first, and then wash it down with mineral oil or water. He claimed that eating 900 grams of metal daily hasn't affected his life at all, and he haven't faced any issues doing it so far. The Guinness Book has recognized this as world's strongest diet. But what's really surprising is that someone who eats so much metal usually doesn't face issues. However, when he eats actual soft food, he gets sick. In 1997, he stopped eating metal, and just a few years later, he left this world for good. Number 3, the doctors are seeing this case for the first time in their careers. When this Chinese woman's head started growing goat horns in China's Hunan province, the 101-year-old named Ru Fang, known for her wisdom, became quite the topic. Life went on pretty normally, but when she turned 100, a hard lump started to form on his forehead. Within just a year, this incredible bump grew 6 centimeters long into a horn. Not only that, but another similar lump appeared on the other side of her forehead too. Doctors say this horn is made of the same material as human nails, but how it popped up on a person's forehead like a goat's horn is still a mystery to medical science. Then, in 1985, a well-known guy named Clive Waring was attacked by a strange virus. He is under attack from their nervous system, and since then, he haven't been able to store new memories in his brain. Medically, this condition is called amnesia. He is one of the only people in the world who can't remember anything for more than 7 seconds. When you talk to him, after a sentence or two, he forget what the conversation was about. He eat, but as soon as food hits their mouth, he forget what he is eating. It's like he can only remember a few things from his life. He remember his kids, but not their names. The situation is really serious. He doesn't even remember his second wife. Every time they meet, he acts like it's the first time. Life's weird. He started his career as a musician and is a piano artist. It's surprising for doctors that even though he can't remember anything for more than 7 seconds, he can still play the piano perfectly, without hesitation. And when they ask him how he does it, he has no answer. Doctors believe this is one of the worst cases they've ever seen in history. Before this, it was never seen. And now, can someone actually fall from 33,000 feet without a parachute and survive? Maybe if they land in the ocean, they could survive. But here, we're talking about hitting the ground. This is Vaishnavelovich, who fell from 33,000 feet, or about 10,000 meters, from a plane and survived without a parachute. How did all this happen? And how did she manage to stay alive after such a fall? There's a really interesting story behind it. On January 26, 1972, A plane from KAT Yugoslavia Airlines was traveling from Sweden to Serbia. This flight had a lot going on. There was this flight attendant who had only been in the job for 8 months. Today was actually her day off, but her name got mixed up with another flight attendant named Vaishnav, and luck had her reporting for duty on her day off. At exactly 4:01 p.m., when the plane reached the Czech Republic, there was a massive explosion in the luggage area. It was a bomb blast that tore the plane into not just 2, but 3 pieces. At that moment, the plane was flying at its highest altitude of 33,000 feet. At that height, the temperature was extreme. It was like oxygen with no air. When the plane broke apart, the cabin pressure went out the window, and then everyone got sucked out of the aircraft. Luckily, Vaishnav ended up behind the drink cart in the back of the plane, which kept her from getting dragged into that low-pressure zone. As the back of the plane dropped fast, it happened to land in some trees and snow, and that's probably why she survived. There's more to this story, not just one instance. The person who told us was a retired medic who was there. Before the rescue workers arrived, Vaishnav had already given first aid. In this accident, Vaishnav shattered every bone in her body. She was in a coma for the first 3 days, but astonishingly, after 10 months, she got back on her feet. Doctors say that coincidentally, Vaishnav had low blood pressure at the time of the crash, which saved her from having a heart attack. It's a stroke of luck. Also, the extraordinary person Vaishnav received a world record from Guinness Book for surviving a fall from a great height without a parachute after the crash 43 years later. After living life to the fullest, in 2016, she passed away at 66 due to natural causes. I hope you all like and share this video. Thank you so much for all your loving comments. See you in the next awesome video.